People think silence means nothing, but sometimes silence is the loudest thing a man's got left. He says he's alright with a steady face, shows up every morning, keeps his place, carries the weight without making a scene, 'cause somewhere along the line that's what strength came to mean. But nobody notices when the stories get short, when he starts saying less than before. 'Cause some men don't break loud, they disappear slow into longer drives and radio shows, into staring out windows after everybody sleeps, into carrying things they never speak. And the world calls it normal, calls it being strong, never asking how long's too long. 'Cause not every storm looks like rain. Some arrive without a name. A man's silence says everything. The words he won't say, the fights he won't bring. A man's silence says everything. When his eyes stop arguing and his shoulders sink, and sometimes the loudest cry don't make a sound, it just lives inside till nobody looks around. Maybe he got tired of explaining pain, tired of repeating what never changed. Maybe he learned people hear easier when he says I'm good instead of being clear. And maybe that quiet ain't peace at all. Maybe it's someone trying not to fall. Now I don't judge silence like I used to do, 'cause I know some battles don't make the news, and I know some men need time before they speak. Not because they're cold, not because they're weak, but because some feelings take years to name, and once they do, nothing stays the same. 'Cause silence ain't empty, it carries weight, and sometimes quiet means I can't explain. A man's silence says everything, more than anger, more than leaving. A man's silence says everything. Sometimes it means surviving, sometimes grieving him before you call him distant or hard to understand. Remember, some men learn silence before they learn how to stand. For every man carrying more than he says, you don't owe the world perfect words every day, but don't forget, being quiet and being alone ain't always the same. A man's silence says everything, but maybe not forever. Maybe one day he says it together. A man's silence says everything. The words he won't say, the fights he won't bring. A man's silence says everything. When his eyes stop arguing and his shoulders sink, and sometimes the loudest cry don't make a sound, it just lives inside till nobody looks around. Maybe he got tired of explaining pain, tired of repeating what never changed. Maybe he learned people hear easier when he says I'm good instead of being clear. And maybe that quiet ain't peace at all. Maybe it's someone trying not to fall. Now I don't judge silence like I used to do, 'cause I know some battles don't make the news, and I know some men need time before they speak. Not because they're cold, not because they're weak, but because some feelings take years to name. And once they do, nothing stays the same. 'Cause silence ain't empty, it carries weight. And sometimes quiet means I can't explain. A man's silence says everything, more than anger, more than leaving. A man's silence says everything. Sometimes it means surviving, sometimes grieving him before you call him distant or hard to understand. Remember, some men learn silence before they learn how to stand. For every man carrying more than he says, you don't owe the world perfect words every day. But don't forget, being quiet and being alone ain't always the same. A man's silence says everything, but maybe not forever. Maybe one day he says it together. A man's silence says everything, but silence don't have to stay. And maybe strength looks different someday. And if somebody asks what I finally learned, sometimes silence is just a heart waiting its turn. Listen closely. Some people speak long before they say a word.